All right, today we're going to talk about a financial trap that is way more common than you'd think. It's this idea of the high earner who, on the outside, looks like they have it all, but behind the scenes, they're drowning in debt. We're going to break down what I call the illusion of affluence.
I mean, look at this number, $200,000 a year. That's the dream for so many people, right? But what if I told you that you could be earning that kind of money and still feel completely broke? Living paycheck to paycheck? It sounds impossible, but for a lot of people, this is a very real, very stressful reality. So how on earth does this happen? Well, that's the big paradox we're diving into.
And that brings us to what we call the $200,000 paradox. This is the core idea that making more money doesn't automatically mean you're building more wealth. It's this incredibly frustrating treadmill that people get stuck on, and it all starts with a simple mistake about what the actual problem is. You see, our first instinct is to blame the income. We always think, oh, if I just made another $10,000, another $20,000, then I'd be okay. But what's so wild about this whole situation is that the problem isn't the number on your paycheck. Not at all.
And here's the twist. The real issue is the opportunity that a high income gives you. It's the access, the options, the lifestyle you can suddenly jump into. The very thing that feels like the ultimate reward is actually the front door to the trap.
So that gets us to the real root cause of this paradox. And you've got to understand, this isn't really a math problem. It's a human psychology problem. We are talking about something that happens so slowly, so sneakily, you barely even notice it. We're talking about lifestyle creep.
So what is lifestyle creep? Well, it's this natural tendency for our spending to rise right alongside our income. As soon as you get a raise, your wants start to grow with it, and pretty soon those wants feel like your new needs. You know, that occasional takeout order becomes dinner out 3 times a week. The perfectly good car suddenly needs to be a luxury SUV. Every little upgrade feels totally justified in the moment, but the end result is you're not actually getting ahead, you're just spending more.
This quote just absolutely nails it, doesn't it? Your lifestyle inflates to meet your new income. You're not actually building any real wealth. You're just upgrading the scenery on your financial hamster wheel. You're still running in the exact same spot. It's just a much more expensive cage. And man, it feels impossible to get out.
And this cycle is so predictable. Let's walk through it. First, your income goes up. You get that promotion, that raise, awesome. But then, almost instantly, your expectations rise to meet it. You feel like you deserve that bigger apartment, that fancy vacation. So, step 3, your spending follows. And then, before you know it, you're right back at step 4, feeling that exact same financial pinch you felt before, only now your baseline cost of living is way higher.
Okay, so this is where lifestyle creep goes from being just a bad habit to being a genuine, full-blown financial danger. Now we're entering the high-interest debt trap. This is where that feeling of affluence, of having money, actually turns into a massive liability.
See, here is the critical difference for someone earning a lot of money. When you've got a great salary, banks don't look at you as a risk. They look at you as a VIP customer. They want to lend you money. Suddenly, you're getting offers for huge credit card limits, personal loans, home equity lines of credit. They just hand them to you, making it ridiculously easy to spend money you don't actually have yet. And this access to credit creates a really dangerous mindset. The belief is rooted in this deep confidence. Hey, I make enough to cover it later. My salary is my safety net. I can always dig myself out of this hole. But the cold, hard reality? Compound interest couldn't care less about your salary. It is a relentless mathematical force, and it has absolutely no respect for your job title or your bonus potential.
It really all comes down to this one core assumption, this belief that your earning power is the ultimate solution, that there's always another raise, another client, another bonus right around the corner that's going to come and fix any bad spending decisions you make along the way.
And here's the punchline. You have to work for your income, right? You have to show up, you have to perform, you have to deliver results. But your debt, the interest piling up on your credit cards, it works while you sleep. It works while you're on vacation. It works when you're sick. It never, ever stops. So you can kind of think of it like a race. Your salary, that's growing at a nice steady pace. It's going up. But high interest debt, it doesn't grow in a straight line like that. It grows exponentially. And over time, as you can see, the explosive growth of your debt can easily outpace the growth of even a fantastic salary. And that right there, that's when the trap slams shut.
So the big question is, how do you get out of this? How do you break the cycle? Well, it's not about trying to earn even more money.
It's about a fundamental shift in your entire perspective. It's about shattering that illusion of affluence for good.
All right, let's just recap the key takeaways here, because these are so important. First, and say it with me, high income does not equal wealth. Wealth is what you keep, not what you make. Second, lifestyle creep is the invisible enemy that will eat your salary alive if you let it. Third, your confidence that you can cover it later means nothing against the brutal math of compounding. And finally, you gotta remember that for high earners, easy credit isn't a perk. It's a subtle and incredibly dangerous trap.
And honestly, if you take one thing away from our whole conversation today, let it be this. This right here reframes the entire game. You have to stop focusing on the top line, your gross income, and get absolutely obsessed with the bottom line, your savings rate, your investments, the gap between what you bring in and what you spend. That gap, that is where wealth is actually built.
So I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. Take a hard look at your finances and ask yourself, are you truly building wealth, or are you just building a bigger, more expensive trap for yourself?